Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, closing a chapter. Which local organization is serving their community one last time? Find out why they're forced to say goodbye. Plus, staffing struggles, the major challenges facing the York Police Department and Sheriff's Office as they try to get more officers on board. And Fight for Food, the impactful partnership between a local man and an organization and how they're helping feed the community. But first, right now, it's the end of an era for a union representing emergency workers in Hamilton County. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. Today, a professional firefighters union in Aurora announcing some EMS workers are working their final shifts, and the union will no longer exist starting tomorrow. This comes after more than a decade of service. The local 4956 union there sharing this photo with an emotional tribute. They say not only were these people first responders, but they also fought for other brave causes throughout their 13-year existence. That includes advocating for fair wages, benefits, and safety for firefighters. Now, this comes as the EMS service there in Aurora undergoes a major transition. The city is no longer in charge of the EMS service, and it's now under a new 3-year contract with EMS Unlimited. That comes at a time when local fire departments and EMS services are dealing with staffing problems. That includes Seward Fire and Rescue, who says they need community members to step in as volunteers. They're looking to hire people dedicated to join their team. And they say experience in firefighting is not a requirement. They're willing to help train and help recruits to build the required skills to be a volunteer firefighter or work in EMS. You'll have until October 1st to apply to join. Let's go to a severe weather alert now as storms could be threatening our area. Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins has all the details for us this afternoon. Rusty?
Just starting with nothing going on right now, but heads up. The potential is out there as we head through the next several hours. But right now it's pretty quiet across much of the state and really not a bad day. Temperatures in the middle 80s for a lot of us. 85 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 84 in Hebron, 82 in York. Dew point touch high, but tolerable. Lower, middle, and upper 60s. It is 70 in York and Kearney. Lots of sunshine, few clouds here and there. Zooming out, here's kind of the beginnings. You got this up here and over here in parts of the Panhandle and then into southwestern Nebraska as well. Things are starting to move and get going. So that comes later. We'll talk about that as we head through. Have you noticed that most of the storms have been overnight? Yeah, that's kind of what's unfortunately headed our way again. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, a lot of sunshine out there, a little bit of a breeze. We have 85 degrees and that southwest wind around 7 miles per hour. So tonight, hour by hour, temperatures in the 60s eventually by early tomorrow morning, and that wind won't be an issue. We'll take a look at what you can expect for storms tonight in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Now let's take a live look at the roads. This is 11th Street and Cornhusker Highway here in Lincoln, and really not much traffic out there at all. Of course, we just passed the 4:30 mark, so things probably going to be picking up here within the next hour or so, but for now, that area moving pretty smoothly. Only on 8 tonight, one Lincoln man is taking on a big challenge to fight food insecurity in our city, and a community organization is helping make it possible.
Good afternoon. I'm Emma Norwood. Here at Catholic Social Services, one local man is helping support both farmers and fight food insecurity in the capital city. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, I got to speak with one man named Nolan, who's been working with both the local farmers in southeast Nebraska to bring produce, meat, eggs, potatoes, pretty much anything you can think of to some of our local nonprofits. He's helping fight those food insecurities and to make sure that farmers know that they're supported. He did all of this through a grant, and I got to speak with him about why do this and why it's so important to him and what it means to both the farmers and the nonprofits.
Happening tonight, a local school district is discussing potential upgrades and how to fund them. Freeman Public Schools will be hosting an informational meeting tonight. Now, just this past week, we covered the Board of Education's potential bond to address facility needs and build the district's future. The meeting will be held in the library tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll be keeping an eye out for exactly what the bond entails and how much it's expected to cost. And in Columbus, the city is looking to update its existing code to include regulations on e-bikes, e-scooters, and hoverboards. The sole purpose is to regulate their use and manage safety for riders and other people on the roadway. That includes potentially implementing a speed limit of 25 miles an hour. Council members will be voting today on the issue, and we'll let you know if the ordinance passes later tonight. A 60-day memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran expires today, and now President Trump is lashing out at a key ally that has been helping to broker a deal. ABC's Devin Dwyer reports.
President Trump lashing out Monday at a strategic U.S. ally trying to broker negotiations with Iran, telling Fox News that if Oman, which borders the Strait of Hormuz, quote, gets in the way, we'll bomb them.
We handle them very easily.
This is that memorandum of understanding signed with Iran in June as a potential exit ramp for the war has now officially expired. No nuclear deal on the horizon, no formal talks set to try to reach one. Even some Republican lawmakers now publicly troubled by the timeline.
He started out this whole war with, this is going to be an easy fight. We're going to be done here. It's going to take a month, 2 months. Okay, we're going to get a deal tomorrow. And I think those false expectations hurt him.
Trump today saying he's in no hurry to reach a deal with Iran, downplaying the war's impact on the economy.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon.
Just 4 days before launching the Iran attack in February, Trump claimed credit for low gas prices.
I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Now, prices nationwide near $4 a gallon on average, according to GasBuddy. Oil exports through the Strait of Hormuz still down substantially.
President Trump said today he wants to declare the strait in American territory. Iran quickly rejecting that plan and calling the passing of today's deadline to reach a deal irrelevant as the diplomatic standoff continues. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. Gas prices are flirting with $4 a gallon again here in Lincoln. That's according to GasBuddy's latest report out today. They average for a gallon here in Lincoln up nearly 8 cents from the last week, now at $3.99. That seems to be a pretty common thread throughout the nation. According to GasBuddy, Nebraska's state average as a whole is up more than 14 cents a gallon from a week ago to $3.97, while the national average is back over $4 a gallon again at $4.02. GasBuddy experts say it's hard to predict if prices will go up any further with the uncertainty overseas right now.
New at 4:30, one person is dead in Norfolk and another in critical condition after a serious crash. Police say the victims, a 48-year-old and 84-year-old, were crossing the street last Friday when they got hit by a car on the intersection of 4th Street and Pacewalk Avenue. They say the driver was a 29-year-old man. He was taking a left turn when he hit the victims. Authorities say the driver called 911 and told police he didn't see them crossing the street. Both pedestrians were taken to the hospital in critical condition. The 85-year-old then died from his injuries. The 48-year-old is still in the hospital for treatment as of right now, and police say they issued the driver with citations for motor vehicle homicide and failure to yield to a pedestrian. Right now, a teenage girl hurt in a Stanton County crash, and officials are crediting a seatbelt for saving her life. The sheriff's office says this is how they found a vehicle driven by an 18-year-old on Saturday night. They say the rollover crash happened as the girl was driving on the highway near Norfolk and suddenly lost control of her vehicle, landing in a ditch. The vehicle ending up on its roof, which you can see right there. And officials say the girl was actually able to crawl out of the wreckage and was treated on the spot with injuries. She was wearing a seatbelt when the crash happened, and officials say that helped prevent even more serious injuries and potentially death. Well, stay with us, everyone. We will be right back with some more stories for you, including officer issues, why the police department and sheriff's office are struggling to recruit in York County, and how they're addressing the big stumbling blocks. And coming up all new at 5, ranking revealed where Nebraska's football team lands on a new AP poll of top-ranked teams for the season. Plus, find out where our rivals stand. And again this Saturday, another big football moment for the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll be facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this preseason matchup, and you can watch the entire game right here on Channel 8. Tune in right after our news at 5:30 to catch all the action. We'll be right back.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's secure internet for you and your family.
It's keeping kids like us safe online.
It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at Spectrum.com.
This Labor Day, the rest you deserve is in the all-new Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's. And a better rest means a better you. And it all starts with our exclusive comfort mapping system, which helps you select your perfect fit. And once you have your match, take advantage of huge savings on all Serta, I-Series NXG, and Beautyrest Black mattresses, now with up to $1,000 in savings. Plus, get interest-free financing and free delivery on every mattress set $9.99 or more. So stop in and rest easy this Labor Day in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
Do you need hearing support? Don't be left out of the conversation. Here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we understand that better hearing is better living. We provide the hearing solutions you need. Contact Christensen Hearing Analytics for a free consultation today and write the happy ending to your hearing story.
Locally owned since 1963, Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln offers a huge variety of RVs. Unlike competitors' same old models, your choice is always uniquely yours. All types, all styles, all price ranges. Get out and live life. Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln. Camp better.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra, with the capability to handle what life throws your way. That's the GMC Sierra, leading where it matters most. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Right now, get 2.9% APR for 72 months, plus $1,500 purchase cash on 2026 Sierra 1500 models.
Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers.
The magic starts here at the Castle of Wally's a Wizard inside Davis and Furniture Center in Seward. We're here to help you find what you need to make your home your castle. From the kitchen to the laundry, from the bedroom to the living room, we have the appliances, flooring, furniture, and sleep sets you need. Massage chairs, lift chairs, reclining chairs, and dining chairs, all for you to make your selection and take it home or have it delivered.
Come see why the magic starts here.
Craving a mouth-watering sub sandwich? Look no further than Sid's Deli and Subs, serving fresh, made-to-order subs with your choice of sliced meats and cheeses on our soft, fresh-baked bread. Come and taste the Sid's Deli difference. Sid's Deli and Subs, 33rd and Cornhusker, Lincoln.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value. That's why Spectrum fiber-powered internet gives you all three for just $40 a month. Call now or go online.
Right now, law enforcement agencies in York are facing a significant staffing problem. Officials there are ramping up efforts to get more people to join the team, but they're facing a major roadblock, making the mission more challenging.
Good afternoon, I'm Skylar Sears. Coming up at 5 and 6, I talked to York County Sheriff's Office Captain Josh Gillespie, who says the department is seeing more calls while already short-staffed. That's putting more pressure on the deputies they do have and forcing the department to rely more heavily on overtime to cover shifts. Now they're looking at adding another deputy to help ease some of that strain. I'll have more on the staffing challenges they're facing and what they're asking for in their upcoming budget. All this and more coming up at 5 and 6.
And today, Columbus Catholic Schools launching a campaign planning study. They're inviting families, alumni, and supporters to share their thoughts and feedback. People can voice their opinion through a personal interview, a survey, or informational gatherings. And these conversations will help them better understand what their school needs and what matters most to the community. Well, developing now, a scary spike in violence over the past few days in Omaha. OPD revealing their officers responded to multiple crime scenes involving gun-related violence. They say from Friday night through Sunday, they saw at least 5 shootings in different parts of the city. Now, they say one of those ended in a man's death. Now, the Police Officers Association says their officers are combing through evidence in each case, hoping to find answers. Well, what a hot day out there, and there could be some severe weather brewing in our area tonight. Let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for the full forecast. Rusty?
Watching for updates over and over and over again. There's so many different scenarios that are being seen with the different weather models. So I'll kind of show you one that I'm kind of leaning towards. and some other ones coming up at 5 and 6. But overall, not a whole lot going on right now. You can see way up here into South Dakota, there is a severe thunderstorm watch, but one strong storm moving out of Sioux County into the very southwestern corner of Dawes County. But for most of the state, not much going on, but starting to see little activity here just north of O'Neill. So that kind of lends it to what a couple of different models are saying as to what may be happening later on tonight. But right now, just plenty of sunshine, and that truck is moving. Once this road opens, I cannot wait. I think it's just going to be nice because they've been working a long time on it, so it's going to be perfect. Precipitation, this is nice to see. Almost 22 inches of rainfall. Normal is about 20. So we're 1 3/4 inches above average for the city of Lincoln. A lot of folks in Nebraska can't say that, so we'll take it. 24 hours, over the last 24 hours, we dipped down into the lower 60s. That's a nice cool start to the day. We did warm up into the middle 80s this afternoon, lower 80s yesterday. So here's what's going on through 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening. Notice a little line here of storms, and then on the other side too. This is the beginning, and then it tries to move into southeast Nebraska as we head into the overnight hours. This is 1 a.m. Little cluster storms continuing here. That moves through, and then kind of a lull as we head through 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Then more storms try to form in central and eastern Nebraska by 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. Some of those could be on the strong side. So it's something we're just keeping an eye on. It's not one line of storms. They move through and then that's it. It's a spot over here and some over there, and then another wave comes through, and it's just kind of all over the place. So models have been it's been difficult for them to keep up with it. We'll have more updates later on. Temperature-wise, we're in the 80s and some 90s out there. As we head through tomorrow morning, I think we'll see those temperatures drop to around the lower, middle, and maybe the upper 60s. So a nice cool-ish start to the day, but again, we could see some storms here in southeast Nebraska very early tomorrow morning. And then the high temperature on Tuesday, upper 70s, lower 80s. Maybe some middle 80s and maybe some upper 80s to around 90 in far southwest Nebraska, but overall a nice cool-ish day on Tuesday. So severe weather chances are out there. We'll talk more about that coming up at 5, 6, and 10.
Thank you, Rusty. Let's get a live look now at the roads around the capital city. This is 62nd and Havelock. Now that is typically a pretty busy area, and you can see there's a long line of cars waiting to make it through and some other people patiently waiting at the stoplight there. So if you're going through that area, it might be kind of busy this evening. Breaking now, tributes pouring in from Hollywood and fans worldwide. They're mourning the death of actress Hayden Panettiere. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest on the cause of death.
She was the teenage cheerleader who inspired a generation of girls with her standout role in 2006's Bring It On, All or Nothing. Now, Hayden Panettiere's death at just 36 years old is hitting hard for fans who grew up watching her on screen.
She did inspire me to get into cheerleading, so I would say that it's just kind of sad.
Her untimely passing prompting emotional reactions from former co-stars. Selma Blair, who appeared with Panettiere in Scream 4, posting, "I love you, whale tail, my friend. I'm dying. Please be here." David Arquette writing, "I love you, Hayden," with a broken heart emoji. While the tributes pour in, police in Greenville, South Carolina are trying to piece together what happened. Authorities say officers were responding to a 911 call Sunday afternoon about a person in cardiac arrest. First responders arriving on scene with paramedics performing CPR.
CPR is in progress.
Tragically, those life-saving efforts were unsuccessful. While an official cause of death has not been released, investigators say an autopsy was done and showed no signs of foul play. Panettiere's family asking for privacy, calling Hayden an incredible light and a force of nature who brought love and joy to her family, friends, and the millions who watched her on screen. Panettiere had been candid about her struggles with postpartum depression, addiction, and rebuilding her life while raising her daughter, writing a memoir released this year.
I remember every second of that day. Every second. No mother could forget a single thing about the day she signed her child away.
Panettiere passing away just days before her 37th birthday. And her death comes just 3 years after the death of her younger brother, Jansen, who was 28. The family in a statement at the time saying he died from heart complications. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
New at 4:30, a man is in custody in Norfolk after a chaotic night at a local motel. Police say they responded to a Super 8 motel around 12:45 this morning after getting calls about a man destroying property and disturbing the guests there. When officers got there, they say the suspect was in the lobby, appearing highly intoxicated. And they say he was verbally abusive towards officers while they were trying to arrest him. After reviewing security footage at the motel, police say he was seen knocking down a computer, and the damage is between $400 and $500. New tonight, a Lincoln police officer and new recruits joining forces and helping some community members in need. LPD says Officer Evelyn was at the Air Park teaching recruits about proper radar operation. Now, when the family pulled up, and a family pulled up and asked if they'd seen their missing dogs. Now, immediately, Evelyn and the recruits helping with the search, and they say Officer Evelyn was actually able to help find one of the dogs, but another one, for now, is still on the loose. Coming up next, band Burning Up. Pinnacle Bank Arena announces a popular boy band making their way to Lincoln this year. Find out when they'll be hitting the stage and when you can get a ticket to the show. Plus, breaking new at 5, a worrying financial forecast, how the war in Iran is impacting people's outlook on money, and why prices at the pump are still a big concern all over the country. We'll be right back.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam. Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too. Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple. Stanton.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1 source for all things floors, offering a wide variety of carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring. Carpets Direct, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
Every team has had a few transfers. Some new acquisitions.
Sports reporter Nick Erickson and sports director Will Charlton join the Channel 8 team.
Get this exceptional offer on a 2026 Cadillac XT5. Visit your local Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer.
Sleep better and save now during Comfort Made Mattress Factory's Spend More, Save More sale. Spend $1,500, save 10%. Spend $3,000, save 15%. Spend $4,500, save 20%. Let us make your perfect mattress right here in our locally owned store. Any size, any shape, any comfort level. Backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee. If your comfort needs change, we'll come to your home and adjust your mattress. Because when you sleep well, so do we. Come see us today. Sale ends August 20th. Comfort Made Mattress Factory at South Point, next to Shields.
For 50 years, Medica has covered the Midwest. Through every season of the year and every season of life. From our first steps, to our first successes, to our last day wearing a tie. With a health plan from Medica, no matter who you are or where you're headed next, we'll be there too.
If you have cracks in your walls, or doors and windows that stick, or a settling foundation, there's only one local family-owned company to call, Thrasher Foundation Repair. Only Thrasher has been fixing foundations in the Midwest for more than 50 years. Only Thrasher has over 34,000 five-star reviews. Don't wait to fix your foundation. Join over 200,000 customers who will tell you there's only one company to call, Thrasher Foundation Repair.
At Stanton, we use the latest technology to make your glasses the same day.
Life's too busy to wait for glasses.
Get 2 pairs for $79 and a free eye exam. Smart, simple, Stanton.
Right now, new revelations about the saying that dogs are man's best friend. And now it appears that friendship with a furry companion may have some serious health benefits, especially for teens. ABC's Yuri Benajoud reports on what researchers have discovered about the relationship.
For any parents debating whether their kids should get a dog, well, science may be in favor of it.
A new study published in the Journal of Adolescence looked at more than 500 teens with high levels of social anxiety. Those caring for a dog were found to have better coping skills, including emotional regulation, problem solving, and positive thinking. Researchers say that it's not just about owning the dog, it's also about the bond. Teens that had a positive relationship with their dog showed the most benefits. Those who viewed their pets as a substitute for human relationships often actually showed less effective coping strategies. CDC numbers show that more than a fifth of teens report struggling with anxiety and stress, and similar research has shown that having a dog can help ease some of those symptoms. Pets can also provide a sense of purpose and shared responsibility, both important during developmental years. So for any parents on the fence, the research makes a pretty good case to get that puppy. Yuri Benajat, ABC News, New York.
New at 4:30, a popular boy band is bringing their talents right here to Lincoln. Pinnacle Bank Arena announcing the Jonas Brothers will be making a stop here on the Burning Up tour all over again. Now, I know some people who are going to be happy about that announcement. They'll be taking the stage on December 10th for the first time here in the capital city. They're expected to put on a spectacular show, including some of their career-launching songs and some of their more recent hits. Tickets will go on sale starting this Friday. And it's not just the tour that's burning up all over again. So is the weather out there today, Rusty.
Jeez. Couldn't pass it up, could you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Thankfully, though, the extreme heat that we've had lately kind of took a back seat. Today, not a bad day. Now we're watching storms. You can see a little disturbance right here floating through north central Nebraska, a couple of disturbances here. Things are just starting to get going. So as we head through 5 p.m., notice that wave kind of moves from northwest to southeast. This will probably be when it's strongest, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Kind of fizzles out a little bit, still tries to make its way into south central and southeast Nebraska by midnight, rolls through around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why storms keep doing that to us. I haven't slept in 4 days. Then those storms try to come back around 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, lingering, and then eventually they start to move to the south and east by Tuesday afternoon. Then round 2 or 3 or 4, wherever we're at, comes our way Tuesday night, and then another chance on Wednesday. I'll try to break all that down coming up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, goodness, it's a lot going on. Thank you so much, Rusty. And thank you all for joining us. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. But not to worry, Rod Fowler is coming up next, along with our reporters and citizen journalists. We've got a lot of news. Stick with us.
everything fell into place. It was everything she needed and just what I needed too.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, short-staffed.
It's just, it's not sustainable for our officers.
First responders in York are working longer hours. What's preventing them from recruiting new members? Also tonight, schedule strength. The NCAA Top 25 rankings are here. How many top-ranked opponents the Huskers have to play this year? Also, Hayden's condition. First responders from North Carolina reveal what state they found actress Hayden Panettiere in before her death. And only on 8 exclusive to farms and tables.
So I kind of put 2 and 2 things together.
How one local man is attempting to fight hunger in Nebraska while giving back to farmers at the same time. And 2 abductions in 4 days. Why Lincoln police are saying the fast response from the community is what kept the recent case from ending up much worse. Developing now, York law enforcement agencies are facing some serious hiring problems, and it comes at a bad time as both the police chief and the sheriff are short-staffed. The number of criminal cases are going up, so is the number of calls they get, and there's been more jury trials this year than last year. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Rod Fowler. Good to have you with us. For the police, they've had a stint of over a dozen applicants not make it through their hiring process. And for the York County Sheriff's Office, the low staffing is taking a serious toll on their staff. Channel 8's Skylar Sears with a closer look now at how hard this is on all of them. Skylar.
The Sheriff's Office is seeing more calls at a time when it's already short-staffed. Captain Josh Gillespie told me that this means more overtime and extra shifts for the deputies they do have now. They're looking to add another deputy to help ease some of that pressure. Calls to the York County Sheriff's Office have increased from about 6,500 in 2020 to more than 10,700 in 2025. And with the department already short-staffed, Gillespie says the growing workload is taking a toll on its deputies.
We need to go through and we need to increase staffing at some point in order to make it so that we don't have guys that are working, 7 days in a week, which has happened in the last month, and it's just it's not sustainable for our officers.
The Sheriff's Office has relied more heavily on overtime to cover shifts, spending 150% of what it had budgeted for overtime last year. The department is now looking to partially fund an additional deputy this year, which Gillespie says could also help keep the deputies they already have.
It helps us with retention and retaining officers as well, because we're not burning guys out by having them go to call after call after call.
Gillespie estimates adding a deputy could save between 25 and 30% of what the department budgets for overtime. The additional staffing is part of a proposed 6.16% budget increase for the Sheriff's Office, with the need for more patrol vehicle funding also contributing to the increase. Gillespie says the biggest part of the increase is actually for patrol vehicles, as federal funding the department has relied on is running out. Without that additional vehicle funding, he says the proposed increase would be about 3.7%. In the studio, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Skylar. And York is not the only first responder agency in need of new members. The Seward Volunteer Fire Department is posting this today, asking for community members to join their team. They say you do not need experience to apply, that they will instill the confidence you need to serve the community there. All right, new details on an abduction that ended in a chaotic crash. This is the second abduction case we've seen within the span of just 4 days here in Lincoln, something the police department says they haven't seen in a very long time. Police say Tate Wright forced Stephanie Fisher into his car and says that Stephen Schroeder did the same to a woman and a child yesterday. Luckily, both cases ended in the victims being rescued and the suspects both being taken into custody. Today, Lincoln Police providing us with some insight on if Stephen Schroeder knew the victims and what role the community played in his arrest. Channel 8's Meg West joins us from the newsroom with that information from quite the frightening case, frankly. Meg, right?
Certainly. Good evening, Rod. LPD telling us that if witnesses hadn't have acted as quickly as they did and reported what they saw, this case could have ended a lot differently. They say in cases like this, time is absolutely of the essence, and it's crucial that somebody responds as quickly as possible. And they were saying that witnesses calling in and doing so gave LPD crucial time to get in and catch that suspect before further tragedy could have occurred. LPD telling us today that if witnesses hadn't have called, it may have ended differently. Yesterday afternoon, multiple callers reported seeing a man forcing a woman into a vehicle while she yelled for help on 48th and Y Streets, reporting they saw blood on her face and a child inside the vehicle. Officers found the vehicle by 48th and Pioneers, the pursuit ending in a crash by 56th and Old Cheney, where Schroeder was taken into custody. You can see that chaotic crash scene here in this video sent into our Now Local News app by Brian. The woman was taken to the hospital for injuries from the assault and crash, and the 6-month-old infant was taken for evaluation at the hospital. The driver of the vehicle hit by the suspect reporting minor injuries.
We are always grateful when members of the community call in when they see something of concern and report that to law enforcement by calling our non-emergency line or 911. The sooner that law enforcement can respond and check on someone, the better. And so we always encourage someone, if they see something concerning, to call law enforcement.
Thomas adding that 2 abductions in the same week is rare for LPD. She says the last time 2 abductions happened in the same week was back in September and October of last year. Schroeder faces a number of charges, including false imprisonment, domestic assault, and child abuse. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg, for the update. We are tracking severe weather alerts tonight as we take a live look over Lincoln from our tower cam. Mix of clouds and some sun, but severe weather is a possibility later tonight. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to learn more about this. Rusty.
This is going to be one of those nights where the storm chance increases as we head through the overnight. Once again, it just seems like Mother Nature wants to wake us all up in the middle of the night, and I haven't slept in 4 days, I don't think. It's just tiresome. And there's those storms out there in parts of the Panhandle starting to make their presence known. There's some more storms in north central and northeast Nebraska over towards on the other side of O'Neill. So things are starting to come together, and we're just kind of keeping an eye on things. And right now in Beatrice, keeping an eye on all that blue sky with 85 degrees. A dew point is 63. It just felt like a really decent mid-August kind of day with temperatures in the middle 80s. Yeah, that'll do. A little warmer further west and southwest. Dew points in the 60s for just about everybody, so a little bit of moisture to be had. Again, here's a look at those storms trying to form in the Panhandle and also trying to form in north central Nebraska. Stormcast, it seems like it's picking up on this pretty good. Over a storm over by O'Neill, and then in the western portion of the state has it kind of fizzling out a little bit as we head into the 9 p.m., 10 p.m. time frame. But look at what comes out of South Dakota. Yeah, there's a storm system making its way from northeast or northwest to southeast, and will make it into north central and northeast Nebraska by about 11 p.m. Makes its way into eastern Nebraska by 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Kind of moves off to the east, and then another wave comes our way as we head through the morning hours on Tuesday. So there is a lot to break down there, and a lot of different things that can happen. So I'll try to break all that down in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. And a reminder, with high school sports underway, we want to get as many student athletes as possible in the spotlight. If you scan the QR code on your screen, you can download the Now Local News app. If you send videos of any high school sports into the Now Local News app, we'll pay you for doing it. It's the best way to get your student athlete the recognition they deserve, no matter what sport they play. And right now, where are we here? We are going to take a look at the gas prices, are we? Okay. This right here could signal a shift for voters come November. The poll that we want to talk about, because a new ABC poll is showing that 4 in 10 Americans say they are not as well off financially as they were in 2025. The poll showing 50% of Americans expect gas prices to get worse by next year. This video sent into our Now Local News app shows gas prices back up to $3.99 a gallon. According to AAA, the national average for gas prices today is $4.06, and the average in Nebraska is $3.96. And breaking now, actress Hayden Panettiere was found in cardiac arrest prior to her death. Officials saying they will need to investigate more before they can determine her official cause and manner of death. Coming up on World News at 5:30, hear the 911 call for help and how Hollywood is mourning. And stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break and a new batch of stories during our 6 o'clock show, including figuring out forfeits. There have been some rule changes for high school football in Nebraska this year. What a member of the NSAA says it's going to look like, what's going to be the biggest thing for teams to look out for this season. And coming up after the break, only on 8, farm fields to food pantries, how one person is looking to ease food insecurity for Nebraskans while giving back to farmers at the same time. Stay with us.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GM.
Only on 8, one local man is turning state funding into full plates for families in need. According to Feeding America, 1 in 10 people in the southeast Nebraska area are struggling with food insecurity. Take a look at this map here. You can see almost 16% of our population here in Lancaster County does not know where their next meal is coming from. But through a recent grant, Nolan Lemna is working to fight hunger while also giving back to our local farmers. Channel 8's Emma Norwood spoke with him about his mission.
From farm fields to food pantries, one man is making a huge local impact.
Kind of put 2 and 2 things together, thinking, hey, is there a way I could support our farmers, our produce farmers who are doing a lot of work, and also feed the hungry.
Through a 3-year, $200,000 Nebraska Environmental Trust grant, Nolan Lemna is buying food from local farmers and donating it to Catholic Social Services in Lincoln and the Community Action in Kearney.
I identify farmers who are doing sustainable practices, so Think of caring for wildlife, conserving water, regenerating the soil, cover cropping, all of these conservation-minded practices.
So far, Limna has been given 6,000 pounds of ground beef, 1,000 pounds of flour, over 300 cartons of eggs, and around 600 to 700 pounds of produce. Not only does that go a long way for families in need, but it also takes a little bit off of our farmers' plates.
This is giving them a good outlet to be rewarded for their great products that they are producing in an environmentally sound way, and it's kind of relieving them of that extra task of bringing it to a consumer. I'm providing a market, I'm paying them fairly for it, and we're distributing it to people in need.
In the next 2 years with the grant, Limna is hoping to expand his program and get more farmers involved. And another one of his goals, inspire other communities to do the same.
I set out to support the farmers and to support their missions and support our communities. And so I want to feed as many people as we can and do whatever I can to help the bigger picture. But I would just say overall, I would just encourage everyone to keep buying local, keep supporting our farmers who are doing things, I really do believe, the right way, caring about an environment, caring about the next generation.
Limna is partnering with the Nebraska Sustainable Ag Society to find and work with farmers. There is a link to their website in this article on KOKNTV.com. Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Emma. There is an important meeting happening tonight at Freeman High School. On Friday, we brought you the story about what a new potential bond could do for Freeman Public Schools and their students. Tonight, they're holding a community meeting to inform the public of the details of the potential bond. It's going to be from 7 to 8 o'clock tonight at the high school there. We'll keep you posted when we learn more about what they have planned for the bond. We now know the AP rankings of the Husker football team's opponents. 5 top 25 teams will be on Nebraska's schedule, 3 of them with very high rankings, and the Huskers not receiving a single AP vote to be in the top 25. Channel 8 Sports Director Will Charlton joins us now with what top teams Nebraska is going to be playing.
Hey Rod, I'm here at Lincoln East High School talking to the Spartans football team, and we'll have their report coming up at 6 and 10 in Sports Zone. But like you said, the Huskers not receiving any votes whatsoever in the preseason poll. And based on the rankings, it's shaping up to potentially be a very challenging schedule. This season, Nebraska will play preseason number 1 Ohio State, number 2 Oregon, number 6 and defending national champion Indiana, number 17 Washington, and number 22 Iowa. But the Huskers could really get some early season momentum going before they see any of those teams, as Nebraska's first 5 games do not include any of the preseason ranked squads. If the Huskers do find their stride early on, it would certainly make for a fun stretch against some of the Big Ten's best. We'll have more on this coming up at 6 and 10. And like I mentioned, the preseason report on the Spartans right behind me. For now, Rod, let's send it back to you.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
First, good news. It was a nice day today. I mean, look at this. We've got mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures comfortable, dew points comfortable. I should stop while I'm ahead, shouldn't I? We have lots of 80s out there, a few 90s too. McCook, Ogallala, Chadron, Scottsbluff, all at 90 or higher, but most of us in the middle, lower and middle 80s. Not even a whole lot of upper 80s out there to be had. One of the warmer spots is Omaha at 86. Everybody else, 82, 84, 85, 86. Okay, dew points in the 60s, that's tolerable. A couple of spots that are usually higher, York and Kearney at 70 and 71. Barely a cloud in the sky, so things will change. This has been an interesting August. We usually don't see this much severe weather in August, but we've had our fair share, and there's already another severe thunderstorm warning over here just west of Chadron. Storms starting to move out of the far northwestern portions of Nebraska while moving through that area, and then a couple of stray storms off towards the north central part of the state, north of O'Neill. So things are just now starting to take shape. But notice all of southeastern and most of south central Nebraska sunny, partly cloudy skies here, but there's a little bit of a disturbance here, and then obviously those disturbances off to the west. So Storm Prediction Center has just kind of taken a paintbrush and painted right over most of Nebraska. And this isn't because all of Nebraska is going to see severe weather. It's just there's such an unstable air mass out there, and a frontal boundary will be moving from northwest to southeast, that just about everybody has a chance for severe weather. And no model is on the same page. In fact, I've seen 4 or 5 different changes from just a couple of different models by themselves. So take this for what it's worth, but we'll kind of walk through the one that makes the most sense now, because there are storms in western Nebraska now, and this model is saying, yep, storms around 5 o'clock into the 6 p.m. hour. Those eventually move south and east, a little bit here, the little boundary layer here, and everything just kind of fizzles out a little bit as that moves from northwest to southeast, tries to hang on here near McCook. Then this makes sense too, because there's some strong storms in parts of South Dakota. That energy makes its way into north central Nebraska overnight, and as much as we've seen overnight storms, this will likely be our best chance for strong to severe storms. North central and northeast Nebraska, that kind of lingers, and then another wave comes through and pushes through eastern Nebraska and then heads towards Lincoln and Omaha, maybe even Columbus, maybe as far west as Grand Island. You see spot storms there. That lingers through your 6 to 9 a.m. time frame, and then moves off to the south and east, and even a few lingering storms here through noon. So how much rainfall are we looking at? Well, a decent amount through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to next to nothing to 1 or 2 inches possible if you get underneath one of those storms. And then Tuesday, this is where things get messy, because part of this encompasses tomorrow morning's storms, and it also encompasses Tuesday night storms. What happens Tuesday night depends on what happens Tuesday morning. The latest model has storms right there, and even in eastern Nebraska as we head through the afternoon hours, but wherever this lines up, it could be further north. Just kind of depends on what happens tonight into tomorrow morning. Notice these storms here, and then storms off to the north and west. So still a lot going on, and then of course there's another chance on Wednesday. Would not surprise me if we see more storm chances Thursday and Friday. It just seems to be we're right in that perfect spot for storms as of late. Temperatures tonight in the 60s, highs tomorrow, middle 80s, comfortable temperatures at least, lower and middle 80s all the way through the rest of the week into the weekend. Storms possible Tuesday, Wednesday, and then small chances Saturday, Sunday, and then dry next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Right now, the LPS Emergency Pantry is officially open. It's located at Bryan Community School and will be open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during the school year. The hours have changed this year. They're going to be from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. The goal is to provide families with access to nutritious foods they may not be able to afford otherwise. You must have a school-age student to visit the pantry. And as your kids head back to school, Channel 8 will keep you prepared throughout the day. You can wake up with our morning show, where we'll be sharing stories and weather activity that will be impacting your routine. Our website and the Now Local News app will keep you informed of what's going on around the city during the day. And when you get home, our team on the evening news will bring you the most important stories in our area. But don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break, and a whole lot more coming up at 6 o'clock, including the Gathering Place. Community Action breaks ground on their new facility. What they say their expansion will be crucial. Why it's going to be crucial for tackling food insecurity in our state. And don't forget, all of the Kansas City Chiefs preseason games are right here on Channel 8. The next one is this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. They'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you won't have to touch your remote to catch all of the action. We'll be right back.
spots here. See central South Dakota and then far northwestern Nebraska, a couple of severe weather areas there. That's all drifting south and east, so that will take its time getting here, but that eventually will be what we need to worry about. Right now, nothing to worry about. If you have outdoor plans, well done. I think we're going to see a pretty good night, at least for the next few hours, but storms are going to be possible as we head through the evening hours. In fact, by about just after midnight, that's when storms really move into northeast Nebraska, eventually making their way into southeastern Nebraska by between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Something to keep an eye on.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.